John Thomas, and I'd like to take you on a whirlwind tour of our Aiken Preparatory School. The teachers have provided video segments that highlight the fun and creative ways that learning takes place at Aiken Prep School. Now, without further ado, let's see what 4K learned on their most recent field trip.
Right behind you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He just fanned up.
Yeah, he did. Isn't that the most gorgeous fan, too? They are beautiful.
With a tail like that, they're usually
They are just
4 or 5 years old.
Oh, 4 or 5 years old. Okay, look at
to
that.
have a tail like that. It's a few running around here with short tails. They're only a year and a half, 2 years old.
Yeah.
They're obviously very used to being handled in people.
Not handled, but people, yes.
And that's a hen right there in front.
Well, pardon me? That's a hen.
That's a hen. Yeah, okay.
That's what he's strutting for her.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, yeah, you know, they're not, I don't let anybody down here to harm them. To 30 days in order to have a baby in it. Some have babies and some don't. And the eggs have to turn, you know, in the incubator, and the mother turns them in the nest, if she says so. Okay, I'm sorry. See the big eggs, these are geese eggs. You know, the huge geese that you see on the pond, that's what those are from. And I'm hoping they'll hatch. I don't know yet.
What temperature does that stay?
99.
99. Ooh, that's hot.
Well, not really. Our body heat's 98.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a little more. And these right here is turkey, duck eggs, chicken eggs.
Anna, pull your head back so.
This is what a peacock egg looks like.
Okay, that's good. I can see.
And this is a turkey egg. This is a chicken egg. See the difference? And this is a turkey. This is the duck egg, the green one. This is a duck egg.
Cool.
Ducks lay green and
What's the real tiny one?
that's a chicken egg. That's a banny egg. Banny. This is a pheasant egg. That's one of the pheasant eggs down there. This is turkey and duck back here. This one is a chicken egg. That's an Egyptian goose. You know that one I told you, Misha, down there? Well, that's their baby.
Oh, that's the big one in here?
That's a little black and white. The big one is the big white geese on the
All right, Patrick, that's enough.
That's gonna be a big goose.
Now let's take a look at 5K doing a lesson from Mrs. Short.
Camden. B. Good. What color B?
Orange.
Orange. And what number should be on that B? Jonathan Huber?
12.
12. And how do I write a 12, Francesca?
1, 2.
A 1 and a 2. All right, write that on your calendar. A 1 and a 2.
1, 2.
Go straight up in that column and tell me what day of the week it is. Wednesday. So I take my Wednesday shirt and I put it on the Today Bear. Here, all right, here, do you know you can't fly? Let her just walk around. Don't worry about it. Do not bite Jonathan's paper. All right. If today is Wednesday, what was yesterday? Tuesday. And if today is Wednesday, what will tomorrow be? Okay. Say this with me.
Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday.
Now, has anybody lost a tooth to put on the tooth, Mary?
No.
No. But 2 people in May have lost teeth. Who are they? Lindsay and Nicholas have lost teeth.
And on the same day,
On the same school, so we put one more straw in the ones pocket. Now, how many hundreds?
1.
How many tens?
5.
Now, let's count how many ones.
1.
All right, first off, 150. 150.
151, 152, 154, 155, 156, 157. Good.
Let's drop in on first grade, who has a visitor from USCA.
Would you touch a bird and say, oh, yuck, a feather? Would you do that? No. No. So it's no, if you touch a scale of a reptile, you would go, oh, yuck, a scale. People do, but why do they do that? It's no different than touching, guess what? Your fingernails. You touch your fingernails all the time, don't you? You know what a fingernail is?
Scale.
A great big scale at the ends of your toes and the ends of your fingers. The first animals to have toenails and fingernails were the reptiles. And all they were the scales that were much bigger on the ends of their toes because it allowed them to dig better, climb better, all right? So toenails and fingernails are the same things that reptiles have all in their skin. They're just bigger and they're on the ends of your fingers. And if you look at other, what?
Why do they grow?
They grow all the time. Why does your hair grow all the time? Because at the base of your hair, it's alive. Cells are dividing and it's making new fingernail and new hair. And that's what happens to snakes' skins. Snakes have to shed their skin because a new skin is growing under it. Okay? Now, let's think about this just a second. Do birds have scales?
Yeah.
Birds have feathers in their skin, but they can't have scales. They've got claws.
Oh.
You said you wanted to be close. This is Kermit. Okay? Kermit, of course, is a frog. Alright, is Kermit an amphibian or a reptile? Amphibian, because it has wet, slimy skin. Wet, slimy skin. Now let's talk about amphibians a little bit more. In fact,
Let's check in on second grade who's making some crystals.
Briquettes. What are briquettes?
Coal. Coal.
Yes, to cook over the barbecue. You probably all have gas barbecues, so you don't use briquettes. I'm coming around with 5. You can arrange them in your pipeline any way you like. My hands are going to get awful. Don't touch your white shirts after you touch this briquette. You may need to go wash after you arrange them. You know what coal does to the sidewalks. You know what it does to your hands.
Remember I smashed coal on the sidewalk?
Why do you think coal burns?
Because it's made of some kind of energy. That's known for me.
I'm gonna make it.
Say it's already a mineral. Anybody
I
else
know
have
it's
an
already
idea?
crystal. It's already a mineral.
It looks like
It's already crystal.
I'm going with Zach and Walter.
It's crystal. It tastes good. So
My mom has a salt rock.
You think salt's found naturally in the earth?
I got sugar too.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
we should have gas bags.
Why do you think this cleans the floor so well?
Because it smells so bad.
I don't. Do you use it full strength on your floor?
No.
What do you mix it with?
No, it's really
Water. Water.
gas bags.
Now, do you remember what the ingredients were?
What does it do? You have it next one. Look at it first.
Don't use your spelling sheet.
Yeah.
I will pass around this spoon and let each person
Are we having acid in this?
carefully.
Are we making acid?
Zach, raise your hand, please. No, we're not making acid.
I know that, but it seems like it. Burning eyes. It smells bad.
What about poison? Well, if the ammonia burns your eyes, I bet it kills.
Yeah, it's rainbow.
Why can't you get it?
Am I ready, Miss Harris?
Yep.
Old.
Go ahead and pour your mixture over your briquettes. Thanks for waiting so patiently.
Can you make your briquettes different
Pour it
colors?
on top of the briquettes, as much on the briquettes as you can.
this, they'll turn out really neat or something.
Now let's blast off in 3rd grade in their space science reports.
1969, the United States did the first manned flight to the moon. The crew was Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins. This is the Saturn V rocket from the Apollo 11 spacecraft. The first stage fired its engines to send it 38 miles in the sky. After 2 minutes, the first stage separates. The second stage fired its engines to send it 115 miles in the sky. After 6 minutes, the second stage separates. The third stage fires its engines to orbit around the Earth. After orbiting the Earth, the third stage fires its engines again to head toward the moon. On the way to the moon, the third stage separates and the lunar lander docks with the Apollo. The third stage separates. The service module fires its engines to head toward the moon. On Neil Armstrong, the service module orbits the moon 13 times. Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin climb into the lunar lander, and the lunar lander separates and lands on the moon. The lunar lander is now called the Control. Michael Collins stays in the command module to orbit the moon. Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin set up experiments, take pictures, collect rocks, and set up the American flag. After 2.5 hours, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin climb back into the Eagle, and the top part separates. Dock with the service module, which is now called the Columbia. Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin climb back into the Columbia, and the top part of the Eagle separates. Service module fires its engines to head toward the Earth. On the way to the Earth, the service module separates, and the Apollo turns around to shield it from fire in the atmosphere. After the Apollo is in the Earth's atmosphere, parachutes come out. There's usually 3, but we're just using 1. Then falls into the Pacific Ocean. Then frogmen come to help Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins to the Navy ship called the Hornet. They had to stay in a quarantine room for 7 hours.
For 4th grade, here's Tori Costantino.
Hi, my name is Tori, and I would like to take a few seconds to tell you about our class project, Early Bird School Supplies. We started this business to learn about economics, marketing, and business. We understand things like interest and capital a lot better now. Take a few seconds to see our store in action.
How may I help you?
I'd like to buy this green pen. It's
Silverman, Secretary of the Corporation.
Linda Riles, Director of Purchasing.
Michael Brown, Store Manager.
Lindsay Houseman, Head Clerk.
Chris Sturgill, Flood Executive.
Matt McAllister, Clerk. Kyle Hagan, Clerk.
For 5th grade, it's me. Pictures is a collection of writing done by our 5th grade class throughout the year. When someone writes a poem, story, or other writing they want published, they edit it or get a friend to edit it with them. Then they take it to Mrs. Grilling and have it edited with her. Then they write it and put it in the publishing box. On a certain date, the writing is taken to Miss Popshadow, who types everything in, and copies are given to all the 5th grade students, Mr. Hicks, and one is saved in the Prep Publishers folder for future generations. Students are writing their rough draft for possible future publishing. This student is reviewing his work for editing. Group show the step of editing with a partner.
I really like this, Anna. Thanks. What do you like about it? You made the characters seem so real. Thanks. But a little long. Try breaking it into 6 minutes. All right.
You should invent.
You know, I think you're right.
Editing with Mrs. Griller.
Playful, penelope human plays the cocoa top on the piano.
This is an example of an alliteration. You've used the same letter in just about every word. That's very good.
Writing his final copy. Filing his work in the publishing box. Publisher's folder of completed work and is reading to the 1st graders.
Dreams by Jack Thomas. Dreams are things with magic, some wonderful, some tragic. Dreams are things made up, not copied or grown up. Dreams are yours to keep. They make you laugh, they make you weep. Dreams.
At 293.
Thanks for watching. Have a nice summer.